Hello, everyone. Hello, dear friends. Unexpected afternoon, Friday afternoon live video, but I feel like it's time to get going and to get a momentum with our work and videos and following up on your questions. And today, I would like to bring up a subject of being ready for the relationship, because sometimes it feels like we skip the most important part and we focus on something that is way ahead, and we forget to build a good base and take care of ourselves first. And also this video is built on requests and interests that I've been getting, via emails. And I know some of you had not get a response yet. I'm considering to make a Zoom call and to invite everybody, because it's sometimes a little bit difficult to respond everybody. So that's something to consider. But let's get straight to it. And today's questions, actually, what are the main questions you need to ask yourself before you start a relationship, before you commit to being in a dating world, or especially when you committing to a person, when you starting a new relationship with somebody, maybe after a breakup or after some time you were by yourself. And I really think it's like maybe like building a house, you need to have a good foundation, because very often we ignore what's going on in our heart, and we think that if we only could have a partner right now, things would be so much better and we would be able to just thrive, when in reality, if we do not resolve certain issues, we will have the same relationship but with another person. It's going to be the same thing, just the face is going to change. And unfortunately, it's very hard for us to admit that we need to do something. It's very hard to admit that, well, you actually need to take an action and um, follow up with yourself. You need to take care of your inner needs. You need to take an evening off the social media and TV or whatever other disrupting habits you have, and sit down with your own self and write down. By the way, that's the best way to understand where you are, is to write things down, and write down those things that really bug you, those unresolved issues. And have you actually put effort to resolve them? Have you put effort to nourish yourself? So that is the first question that we should all ask before committing to a new person, new relationship, is have I resolved my issues? Have I learned what I needed to learn? Have I wounded? Have I healed those wounds that happened in my breakup? I've been getting a question from one of my subscribers, and I promised him to make a video about how much time it takes from a breakup to a new relationship, and I will kind of respond here. I would say it is very individual. It is very individual. Somebody can tell you 6 months, somebody will take you 1 month for every year, somebody will tell you like several, I don't know, maybe several years. Maybe somebody gets so drained that they don't feel like having a relationship anytime soon. But the thing is here is that it's very personal and individual. I believe that if you need to start a new relationship, or you can go out and see people, but before you commit, you need to get rid of the toxic waste from the previous one. Because if you don't, you will dump all that drama on a person that has nothing to do with what happened in your previous relationship. Like, for example, whatever issues you were dealing with, with your previous person, and you have to work them out. You might have to excuse me. You might have to hire a coach. You might have to hire a person that would be good for your situation. You can hire somebody that you trust. It doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you. A lot of times people, when you tell somebody you're going to a psychiatrist, or you go into a therapist or counselor, it's like you admitting there's something wrong with you. The truth is, every single person on a planet needs somebody to sometimes review things and look from the side. Even people who are highly successful in everything, they do that. You can do it yourself too. Sometimes you don't have a possibility for some reason, or you can find a way to do that, but you have to clean that mess first. So once again, the first question is, how do you uh, resolve the previous issues, the previous pain? Have you resolved that? And if you didn't, I'm not saying you should not see somebody and go out and have communication and have some fresh air and maybe even a little bit of romance, but you want to make sure you free yourself from the heavy weight, and also don't pass it to a person that's new. You know how sometimes you go on a date, and before you know it, the conversation is about your exes. I mean, it is so crazy, this beautiful vibe that you get with new person, and you're having fun, and all of a sudden one of you mentions the ex, and immediately the energy of the date is changing. The truth is, the new person doesn't know you well enough to be empathetic to your situation, number one. Number two, it kills the romance, it kills the vibe and the energy, and it's not something you want to bring up fast. But the reason why it happens, because people are not over, they did not talk this out. There are very many strategies on how to work things out, whether you do it with a therapist, with a coach, or with your own self. There are a number of ways to actually work out, to let things go. So to answer that question, how long you should wait till you feel good. And I would not say that you should wait. You should be proactive. You should find things that make you feel better. You should find a person that can lead you. Yes, maybe, hey Alec, hey Rob, you can find a person that can lead you. It could be mentor in your family. You might have somebody in your family that always seem to bring the good stuff in you, who is just a mentor, and a therapist. It's just their gift. If you feel comfortable, I'm not giving you a suggestion whose help you need to use, but definitely you want to get rid of those heavy weights, because you just have to, and not even because you're gonna date, because if you can get off the heavy weights, you free yourself. You becoming you shine bright, and you feel better. Very often we holding on to things because it's kind of comfortable. It's kind of comfortable to hold on to things, and nobody wants to deal with a mess. Like, we would rather put it on a back burner and ignore it's not there. But it's really rewarding to take care of things, to take care of your own world. And the thing is, you can't let the light in if you hold on to the darkness. So everybody has a different approach to it, But definitely this question is, am I ready to give? Am I ready to let go of the past and let in something new? Because these things, they don't live together. You are either ready to open up, you let go. You let go. If you ever let go, you know that feeling when you just let go. You basically don't care. You don't have plus or minus toward that person. You just don't care. And you turn the focus from the person, what they did or how you felt, on you. Maybe things that they did were not the greatest things, but you've learned something about yourself. You've learned how did you help for those things to happen, and so on and so forth. You kind of reversed the responsibility to you, so you had time to work on you, whatever it takes. For some people, it might be not even being with a therapist. It might be journaling somewhere on the ocean and looking at the sunrise and sunset, and or traveling somewhere. Like, I love that, by the way. This is one of approaches that in certain situations they are the best, when you can just, if you have a possibility, of course, hop somewhere on a plane when nobody knows you. And it's I think it works better for introverted people that know exactly what they need to do, and they don't like to necessarily share with too many, but they know exactly the inner work, the cleaning of their heart and soul, and the analyzing and reflecting. They just take in their journal, and their best party is that where they have a beautiful view, maybe mountains, maybe river, maybe park, maybe an ocean away, like literally somewhere, and you sit down and you just let yourself go. You just free yourself up from all that pain, and you recharge and you come back. Because when you do that, you come back in a different state. And number one, you're doing it for yourself. That's something I want to bring before I share with you all the other relationships videos that are coming up, and strategies and dates. I always feel that it's super important to start with the cleanup. If I have a cup of tea, and I really love my tea, but this cup of tea is from a week ago, and I have this beautiful, amazing tea I just made, and I'm so excited to just feel that flavor and enjoy it and all of that. And I bring this incredible, delicious tea, and I look at my cup. It is a beautiful cup, but half of the cup, it's a leftover tea from a week ago. Well, now it is poison. So if I will pour this beautiful new tea into that, no matter how big or small the cup is, and how delicious this new tea is, it's gonna be ruined and poisoned, and it's gonna be disgusting, because the previous cup is not washed, is not refreshed, and is not nice and shiny and clean. So that is basically, I think, a good example in a way of this situation, because we sometimes trying to distract ourselves from the issues we need to work on, and we looking to fill up that void real quick, and we do that, and also we grabbing on to that poor person so they don't move, because we hadn't done any work to fill that void. So we have to hold on to somebody, but unfortunately that person will drink that nasty tea, that combination of something beautiful that you genuinely have and want to bring, but that garbage, that waste still stayed in you, and you did not pay attention, you did not help to clear that out. So you don't want the new person, the new love of yours, or new friend drink that. And I love tea, so guys, I know exactly, like, just thought of that makes me whoa. So I'm gonna have a short minute here to just say hi to everybody. Hey Bryce, hello Bill, thank you so much for the kind words. Let's see. Rob is saying sometimes it seems like a good conversation, but at the end of the day, you're thinking about your ex. If you're still thinking about your ex, um, maybe you should not have a date, or maybe the date isn't that interesting, you know? But on the other hand, it could be happening just because not enough time had passed, and it's just your inner work. Yes, I'll be honest. Sometimes you do think about all kinds of things when you're meeting somebody and they're just not interesting to you. I mean, but if you don't enjoy something, you know how to end it. I would suggest to be in the moment, even if that person is not exactly what you're looking for. Learn something from them. Have some fun. Make their day. Since you're already out, I mean, hopefully they're not completely horrible. If you choose them to go for a day, there is probably something cool about them. So just make the best of it. And sometimes we need to get into that mode of even accepting the good time, the compliments, because sometimes we're so traumatized by the previous things that we can't even hold the conversation. And yeah, being in the moment, Rob, I see your point. Um, Hopefully, there is certain healing. Did you notice that when you do not obsess about somebody even for like short times, you feel relaxed and refreshed. So this is one of the things that I think everybody can do, is try to develop that skill. Like, for example, you love doing something. When you go on your bike, you think about nobody. Or when you go and you have maybe this one friend that is just always, when you're with them, you forget about everything. Or maybe there is a place in your city, or where you can go and you just in the moment. Like, sometimes we have to force ourselves. It's kind of interesting, but we have to create that habit to be more in the moment, and all of us are guilty of that. It's almost like when you do that, it's almost like we never live in the present, like we never enjoyed the present moment. And it's really a stealer of the joy, because how awesome it is when you are actually in the moment. How awesome it is. Alec, thank you so much. I know Alec is in the moment because he is listening and he's resonating to what I'm saying. Thank you. Um, I have some of the people that in my VIP club, and my subscribers who are interacting with me and consult with me. We're kind of getting, we're finding out a lot in common, when we talk. And I think one of the reasons when we have great conversations, like Alec, you know what I'm saying, right? When we when we have great conversations and great discussions, we are totally in the moment. Because sometimes we have a heat up discussions, sometimes we have big disagreements, and sometimes we are in denial of what's going on. But my best sessions, my best consulting sessions, definitely happening when we are fully 100% connected. And that is what we need to practice, because I feel that right now, in this day and age, everything in the world made to distract us from the most important things. And dear friends, when you are on a date, even if this date could be, maybe you won't have a second one, or you will, whatever it is, take your phone away. That really a big help to be in the moment. I know saying, you know what I'm saying? I know what he's saying. Or thank you, Green King. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm so open, and I'm so excited to create more content for you guys. I feel when I come to interact you, I really feel connection. And one of the reasons lately I've been choosing the live videos over the recorded ones is that you can comment and give me feedback in the moment. In the moment as you are here, I just feel more energy. I feel more vibes. It's like I have a feedback. And I appreciate the kind words and compliments. You know, we know some things about ourselves, but we always harden ourselves. So when people tell you things, it could be that moment, once again, it could be that moment that turns you around, and you sit down and you make the video, or you write that letter, or you call that counselor to make an appointment so you can start working on your mess. So thank you guys for your connection from your side. It means a lot. I would like to go back to a topic we're talking about, and that is um, what are the main questions you should ask yourself. So the first question, of course, was if you are ready, if you are healed, if you are complete and whole. And the second question is whether you are ready to give. This is one very important question, whether you're ready to give and to lead. That would be a third one. Talking about giving, a lot of times maybe you had healed yourself, maybe you had fulfilled some of your own desires, maybe you went on those travels, or you bought for yourself a $500 pair of shoes. Maybe that's what you wanted. Maybe for 15 years or 20 years you were taking care of your family, and you were always the one that, you know, maybe you love dressing up. I'm just saying, just an example. And you would always do things for your wife and kids, but nothing for yourself. And you had to go and have that experience of going on a travel just for yourself, or going buy a pair of something, or I don't know, some hunting equipment. You know, you've done all those things. How do you know when you've done enough? You know when you've done enough when you're ready to give. When you feel that you would love to give. You go to the store, for example, or you go for some experiences, and you're like, dang, this is awesome. But it wouldn't be awesome? I want to gift it to somebody. Like, I want to give it. I've taken care of myself. I treated myself well. I worked on my issues. I start to pay attention to my inner true self and to my outer self. You know, we all have some wishes and desires, and I did all of that. I did most of them, not that I did all of them, but I feel happy. And right now, what I'm thinking about is I just want to gift. I just want to give. And that is like my cup. Again, is going to be a lot of tea examples, guys. Okay, my next video, I'm gonna have a teacup and a saucer. So right now I have this beautiful, tasty, delicious tea, and it is overflowing from my cup into my saucer. Lisa Nichols actually tells this example. I've heard it from her. She talks about you can't love them from your cup, but you can love them from your saucer. And saucer is obviously, if you have too much of tea, it goes to your saucer. And here it's a genuine desire to share. When you feel abundance, when you feel that kind of a luxury feeling, you know, sometimes we have to give ourselves that, so we feel like we have so much to share. And when you're ready to give, that's a great sign that you are ready for a new person, new relationship, or maybe a new step in your current relationship. And so yeah, I do love my tea because I make it myself. It's not from the store. I mean, it is from the, I mean, you know, it's funny because when I came to US and I tried the tea here, I was like, oh, no wonder everybody hates tea. So you have to go to a special place to buy the real thing that comes with tea leaves and not the dye in the packages, because they basically have package just dye, bunch of dye in the package. But that's a different video. So Bill saying that is a great saying. Yeah, it's we gotta have that abundance, and when we have it, we are ready to share. Like, we want to share because we want somebody to enjoy that with us together. And let's see, just a minute. I need to do something about these settings because everything disappearing. Jim is saying, yes, I just want to give my time, love on one true woman. That, yes. And you know, there is also something about, you know, a lot of times we talk about the finance. Today we're gonna leave the finance alone, and we're gonna talk about emotional effort and things like that, time and focus. And for some people who've lived alone for a long time, or that are extremely focused on their career, that sometimes is a challenge because they are so used to being in that mode and not be interrupted. So they really need to ask the questions if they're ready to give. Some people are not meant to be in a relationship or being married or anything like that. But sometimes you have to ask yourself a question about, am I really ready to give? Am I giving a person the false idea that I'm ready? I'm only ready now. I'm only taking my time now because maybe I feel sad today. But generally, I do not give time of the day to anybody. You know, sometimes we lead people, we give the confusion to a person that, you know, we feel like, you know, in order to be nice, in order to be accepted and nice, you know, you have to show that you're so sociable. And but if you don't really like giving, if you don't like giving of yourself, if you don't like put effort and time and focus, you gotta be honest. Maybe it's not your time yet. Maybe it's a not right period of your life to get into a relationship, or maybe you just need to change and switch things up and give the time and effort, because you might not have another possibility. You know, you might, if you don't change your mindset, if you think that the person robbing you of your time, maybe that's the person that's not worth your time, or maybe you are in a wrong moment of your life to be in a relationship. You have to think about it, because some people come into your life only once. You have no idea how many men I had consulted, and they told me about that one woman that came into their life and that was open and that was loving and giving, and they were so much into their career that they didn't even notice how she left. You know, not all women completely focused on the gifts and treats and whatever it is. Normal healthy woman, first thing she wants is a true connection. She really, it's like oxygen. If she is into relationship and if she is into you, so you gotta be aware. And you know, it was really sad because some of the most people who achieved the most was who I had conversations or sessions, more likely, and conversations. They were regretting about the possibility and the person that was once in a lifetime that they ignored or did not see the diamond in, they only saw it when she left. Some of them were in a relationship with that person, but then they became a very complacent, and that was gone. So you do need to ask yourself honestly, is it a good time to give? Do you want to give? Does this person makes you want to give time and attention and effort and focus and all of that? And if the answer is no, maybe you should take a little break and do what you need to do, because I totally understand it. And men are more mission oriented in their life, and the career is, even in US, I feel that career is often is your identity. So if you do have the time in your life and you need to completely focus and fix it in a way, maybe you should do that and not make somebody suffer by false promises that you are ready for a relationship, you want to take time together, maybe travel together, maybe spend some weekends together, and then you feel terrible because you do care about the person, you feel like you cannot take the time off, and everybody is in pain. Being honest with yourself is so crucial. Then you can also be honest with the other person. So that's what I want to say. The question, if you are ready to give, that's really a deep question, and you are the only ones that can answer. Giving of yourself, giving of your emotions, of your time, of your effort, of everything you have, really. And you gotta answer that honestly. And number 3 is, are you ready to lead? This is today a general video. It's not just about Ukrainian or Slavic women, but especially in the Slavic culture, there is a thing about leadership, and even the most successful, beautiful, attractive, smart women, they want their man to be the leader of the household. They are not attracted to a man who is not a leader, not attracted in any sort of type of way. So are you ready to lead? Because you're going to be the decision taker. And if in US, you got, it's sometimes 50-50 relationship with a woman, so you see her as a partner like 50-50. In Ukrainian and Russian culture, on some points, it's like 90 and 10. On some aspects, it can be, like 40-60. But if to say average, you are the leader on the big family decisions. You are the leader, and if your masculine energy is dominating, you probably would actually enjoy that role, because I know very often in a feminist society, women are fighting and trying to show that, they are the one that, the main one. In Slavic culture, most women can do everything themselves, but they just choose not to, because they want you to be part of it, and they want to be proud of you, and they want to feel this is really a language of love as well, because when you take leadership, it means that you care. And if she, once again, if she doesn't like something, she'll tell you. And it's not like, I'm not saying about being like extremely dominant or being controlling or being like some kind of control freak or some kind of tyranny. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you lead. If you have a new family, if you maybe looking for a kids, or you traveling, whatever you do, she's expecting you to take decisions. So you do need to have some mental strength for that. And not only this, if you've been to as the relationships before, you need to be ready that she wants you to take responsibility. No, it's not a dictatorship at all. It's just that you just lead. And of course they can be different fields, you know, like you can lead in some areas and she's in others, and that is can be a discussion. But she does want you in her life because she wants somebody she can put her head, she wants a shoulder that she can put her head on. So that's what it is. And if in US there is a lot of denial of that, and you know, women are fighting to do, to like be on top of everything. In our culture is not like that. They would get very disappointed if you are not ready to lead, and even like planning. Let's say it's even the planning thing. When you plan certain trips, when you plan the finance, when you plan where things gonna go, what's your vision. So all those things. All right, guys, I went over my time, but I felt like that could be a good subject for discussion. Yeah, but you know, it's harder because of feminists, but you also get lazy because of feminists, because you don't need to open the door, you know, bring, put effort, dress up, bring, you know, be a gentleman. So you kind of get out of shape when you don't date real women that want you, your masculine energy, and that want the real, you know, the real men around them. You get out of shape. Let's face it. You forget what it is. So that's another video. Like, for example, you know, if you used to put no effort and here all of a sudden you need to put effort, you might think, ooh, okay, my chat is not working. Hey Lawrence, I think I'm actually been covering the question you have been asking me. You believe most? Okay, I'm gonna answer one more question, guys, because I have to go. I don't want to be late and disrespectful. Oh no, why it does not? Okay, calm down. Veronica, do you believe that most women who initially approach the men have an agenda? No, I don't. In my experience, the ones that has initially pursued me or approached me had an agenda and used me. Well, it means that in your behavior, you give them that signal, and especially if that's a pattern, it means that you've been giving them that signal that they can do that. So I am booked for another like 8 days or so. But if you would like to have a session with me, maybe we should do it. It's up to you. You can find some self-help books on this. But if that is a pattern, it means that something in your behavior enables them to do those things to you. And it really takes two. I can tell you that it's not normal or common when you have genuine interest in somebody have an agenda. There are definitely people on both sides that have an agenda, and we all know what it is. We're all, you know, men and women, they have their thing. But when you make great connections with people, when you are open, when you show up your real authentic self, you don't have an agenda. Your agenda is to have a good time and to get to know the person. Then if that goes well, then you're on a next level and you both think, you know, what this could be. Or maybe you tell thank you for the great time and move on. But in a normal, how to say this, inadequate situation, you just show up as your authentic self, you engage because you want to. You know, the ultimate goal for two people to have like a wonderful interaction and wonderful relationship is to be in a relationship for the sake of that relationship, not because you want to be in another country, not because you need somebody to walk your dog or buy you flowers, not because you want somebody to take care of you and hold your hand, but because you enjoy that connection with somebody. That's supposed should be always a base. Yes, we all have needs, we all need those things, we all have desires, but the base of a genuine relationship is when you are in relationship for the sake of relationship, because you enjoy that interaction. That's what it is. Yeah, Lawrence, it looks like you have certain pattern of things there. I don't know if you ever consulted with somebody. Oh my gosh, my chat again. Somebody knows how to make this chat slower. All right. Yeah, I know. Tracy is saying in this country, if you project masculine energy, you might be looking at sexual harassment lawsuit. Yes, I know that, but still, you can be the man. You don't have to, go overboard. You still can be the man. Yeah, it looks like you have like Lawrence. It looks like you have the good, the nice guy syndrome thing. If you can, there is a fantastic book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's truly a great book. I've read it and I found it absolutely fascinating and absolutely needed for both people to read, for men and for a woman. It's a great book to just put your hands on, either audio or print, either way. Dear friends, my YouTube family, it is so nice to be back. I want to say some of my videos is going to be like this, where I'm sharing things and kind of answering questions, but you're going to see my short videos back as well. And I am looking forward for more interactions and to hear feedback from you, what you'd like to hear, what you'd like to know. And I want to apologize because I'm delaying. I needed some time to just, get here to just adjust, because I've been out for almost 8 weeks. But it was needed. It was very much needed. And I feel refreshed, which is a good news, because it means that a lot more things are coming. So if you have your requests, feel free to post them. And sometimes you need to take a break. I was going to make a lot more videos when I was in Ukraine, but I felt that I need to take a break. I want to look at what I'm doing and where I'm going. So if you want to my help in person, you can contact me by consultveronica@gmail.com. We will set a date, but please take a note that I'll be available, because I'm just booked up to my ears right now. So that might be about a week or two, but I will put you on a list. And sometimes people are canceling, sometimes people changing the time. So if you really have a big need, I think I have one day open next week on Friday. I have some time, and then, well, if you need me, let me know. I'll see what I can do. I will also be recording some video lessons for you guys, because some things we will need to have very many sessions, and it might be worth it for you to get the video lessons so you're prepared. So anyways, thank you guys for your warmth, and wonderful to have you here. I always feel so appreciated. So Lawrence, I do not do that. Unfortunately, I cannot do the acquaintance Skype. What I offer though is that you send me an email, or you can send me a video if you want. You can send me a video about, where you are at, how you feel. If I would offer everybody to have the Skype acquaintance call, I would be just, I could not physically do that. And I could not choose somebody over somebody. So usually if we talk on Skype or cell phone, it's, we already do in the session. So you're more than welcome to send a video or to send an email talking about yourself and where you are at. And I can prepare. So, and I don't charge anything extra for the time I need to prepare. You're welcome to do that. You already know me, so I just need to get an idea about you. So yes, well, anyways, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Everybody has a little bit different of a system, but for me, I want to make sure that things are effective. Have a wonderful Friday, everybody. I missed being here. I missed being here very much, and I'll be back very soon. Thank you.